boxer, how do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer?
I mean, what he's doing is, I mean, kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they match him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way how they've been matching him.
Seen Gervonta Davis in another sexual assault allegation, lawsuits incoming, potentially criminal charges levied. We don't know yet, but we know that fight is up in the air, and I think that fight's not going to happen, and they're going to either have to move the fight back or they're going to have to look to a replacement or both. I don't know.
It's still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement.
Floyd Mayweather has once again stirred the boxing world by publicly calling out Jake Paul after Gervonta Tank Davis fight was scrapped due to Tank's ongoing legal issues. Mayweather stated he's ready to step in and take Jake on, this time in a legitimate professional bout rather than an exhibition. He stressed that he won't change weight or weight around, signaling that any showdown must take place under true pro-fight conditions. The unexpected challenge has sparked huge excitement among fans, with many wondering whether Mayweather is genuinely preparing for a serious return to the ring, and if Jake Paul will accept the high-stakes offer.
People badly wanted you and Jake Paul to fight. Is he someone you're interested in or no?
Well, you know, if you go back, you got to do your homework, look on the internet. I think he was doing a sit down on a podcast one time, and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at. But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money. And he's
due to a lawsuit and ongoing investigation, Gervonta Davis' anticipated exhibition with Jake Paul has been cancelled. Promoter Most Valuable Promotions announced they are reviewing the situation and determined the fight cannot move forward under the current circumstance.
The situation, it was supposed to be boxing Gervonta Tank Davis, a man that weighs 133 pounds or 135. Regardless, it's a man that is way smaller than Jake Paul. So that is just ridiculous, and I'm giving my thoughts on that before anyway. But now it turns out that Gervonta Davis has some allegations about domestic abuse. I don't know too much about the situation, but apparently Netflix have pulled the plug on that fight. It says, here's a tweet I'm reading from Mike Coppinger. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December, with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring magazine that December 12th and the 19th.
Gervonta Davis is facing a civil lawsuit from his former girlfriend, Courtney Roselle, over an alleged October 27th incident at the Miami nightclub where she works. The suit accuses Davis of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Roselle claims he dragged and assaulted her through several areas of the venue, including a stairwell, the kitchen, and the parking garage. Authorities in Miami Gardens have confirmed that a criminal investigation is underway alongside the civil action.
Boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend. This is according to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner. Courtney Russell says she dated Davis for 5 months and recently filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and other offenses. She claims Davis physically attacked her a number of times during their relationship. Russell claims the most recent incident was Monday at a Miami nightclub. Davis is scheduled to fight Jake Paul in Miami.
Chael Sonnen recently weighed in on the confusion surrounding the reported cancellation of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis matchup, explaining that he personally reached out to both sides seeking clarity. Sonnen said he contacted members of Jake Paul's team as well as Tank's representatives to verify whether the rumors were true, yet neither camp offered a clear response. Their refusal to confirm or deny, he noted, only fueled speculation that something serious was unfolding behind the scenes. Sonnen added that when both parties remain silent on a supposed cancellation, it typically signals more than a simple scheduling issue. He hinted that the situation may involve deeper legal or promotional complications that neither side is ready to.
Tank has one job to do. which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I have an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list. And I used to believe those things. Now, I go back far enough in MMA that I've had my eyes open a number of times. The fact that karate was so incredibly useless, or the fact that Jeet Kune Do was so incredibly useless, like these were not things that I would have bet on when I was in high school. As a wrestler at that time, I would not have assumed that I would fare well in a fight against somebody that knew Kung Fu. We had all been falsely led through Hollywood. Not through competition, not through sport, not through understanding of the game, but just through Hollywood. We were told that those guys were the most dangerous guys. So, we then eventually get up to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which had a weight discrepancy, but it was very small. I mean, I watched them weigh in, I want to say.
With Tank's matchup now uncertain, Floyd Mayweather has stepped forward and challenged Jake Paul himself. Mayweather hasn't minced word when assessing Paul's abilities. While he credits Jake for succeeding in the crossover space and entertaining fans, he stops short of viewing him as a true boxer. Floyd has suggested that facing Paul will be an easy assignment, believing Jake couldn't seriously threaten someone of his pedigree. He also noted that although Paul has built a lucrative brand, sharing the ring with an elite fighter would highlight the vast difference in technique, preparation, and experience, ultimately exposing how far Paul still is from genuine world-class competition.
Many people believe you're the most talented fighter ever, period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Does he have the ability, with what you've seen, to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually? He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset.
Mayweather's refusal to grant rematches has long left fans with lingering questions. In comparison, Jake Paul has mostly faced opponents who are significantly older, undersized, or past their competitive peak. While Mayweather recognizes Paul's entertainment appeal, he has repeatedly cautioned that Paul's level of opposition hasn't truly tested him. Floyd warns that once Jake steps in against a genuine world-class fighter, the result could quickly expose his limitations.
The question is just with like Logan Paul and then Jake Paul now fighting Mike soon in the summer, what do you think defines a real boxer? Because I feel like people are still confused on if Jake Paul is a YouTuber boxer or a real boxer. How do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer?
What he's doing is, I mean, kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they match him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way how they've been matching him.
Meanwhile, several fighters and analysts credit Floyd Mayweather's greatness not only to his speed and defense, but to his mindset. They say his real advantage was unwavering self-belief, the certainty he could beat anyone. Former boxer Tony Jeffries noted that Mayweather's confidence and mental presence often allowed him to take control of a fight before the first punch was thrown.
Really confident, to really believe in themselves, but you need more than that mindset. You need to have the full package of everything that I'm talking about, what Floyd has got.
Fighters should only want to get better. The more you win, the more you should work hard. If you think about losing, you're going to lose. All I ever thought about was winning. So that's all I know.
Floyd would visualize his success before he even stepped into the ring. There was no alternative to him but winning. And this mindset isn't just for boxing, it's for all walks of life. And I've actually done a full video talking about how I used this mindset of visualization to win my Olympic medal. And it was an absolute game changer. Now, Floyd used to use this mindset to ease the pressure that he put himself under And he made himself think like, I'm not under any pressure right now, where he was under immense pressure.
Pressure either makes you or break you. Well, you see where I'm at, so it's obvious that I'm the type of athlete or I'm the type of entertainer that can deal with pressure. There's never no pressure.
Now, if you watch his fight in 2013, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Canelo came in a young, strong, undefeated fighter, but by round 2, Floyd kind of had him figured out. He was reading Canelo's jab. He would slip outside and then come back with a clean counter punch, then move his feet and get out of the way. He basically had the full fight under control, and he was controlling the full rhythm of the fight. He was forcing Canelo to fight at his pace. And this is what he would do in all of his fights. He would get his opponent to do what he wanted them to do without their opponent even realizing it, which is what we call boxing IQ. Now, even though I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather personally, because of the time when I did meet him, what he said to me made me just feel like this guy is a piece of shit. And
reports now claim Floyd Mayweather is pursuing a fight with Mike Tyson, and analysts say it's about more than another payday. They argue Floyd is motivated to prove he can still command the spotlight long after retirement. With the JakePaul versus Gervonta Davis matchup drawing huge attention, Mayweather appears unwilling to let anyone, even his own protege, take center stage. Many observers call this classic Floyd, a figure fueled by attention, competition, and legacy. While Jake and Tank chase their own spectacle, Mayweather's rumored clash with Tyson suggests a larger truth, the ongoing battle among boxing legends to stay relevant in a fast-evolving...
Many celebrities and so many people that are known, where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about...
According to several reports, Jake Paul's promotional team is now contacting multiple high-profile fighters as possible replacements for Gervonta Davis, whose scheduled matchup has been cast into doubt amid ongoing legal allegations. Among the names surfacing, the most surprising is Terence Crawford. Rumors suggest Paul's camp has inquired about Crawford stepping in should Davis be unable to compete. While other fighters have also been mentioned, nothing has been confirmed publicly. What makes this development notable is Crawford's status as one of boxing's pound-for-pound greats. His presence would instantly elevate the stakes and credibility of the event. However, sources say Crawford hasn't agreed to anything formally, and talks remain early and speculative. Even so, the possibility of facing such an elite opponent has already shifted the conversation, leaving fans wondering whether Paul's team is seriously pivoting toward a more legitimate and high-level